Are we finally gonna get the Stranger Things Season 5 official release date soon? Maybe, just maybe. What's going on, guys? I'm Chris and welcome back to another video. So today I am talking about the Stranger Things Season 5 release date. Some sources have tweeted some things out indicating that we might be getting major news on that very soon, so I'm gonna break it all down. Before I do, be sure to hit that like button, comment down below what day you think Stranger Things will end up dropping this year, and of course subscribe and hit that notification bell to help reach my goal of 150,000 subscribers here on the channel. I mean, quite a bit. So when it comes to Stranger Things Season 5, I've said this many times, and you all know if you're watching this video, it is 100% confirmed Season 5 will be dropping in 2025. It's been put out since Stranger Things Day of last year. However, we do not have an actual release date. Like, for example, Season 4 was split into two parts. It came out on May 27th and July 1st. We don't have dates. We don't even have a general idea, really, of when this is going to come out. We just know it's coming in 2025. So we've kind of been playing the waiting game on when they're going to commit to a date for Season 5, or should I say dates, if they want to go the volumes route, which I've talked about, you know, the pros and cons to dropping all at once or volumes. I've talked about that a lot in the past. But today we've got some people who have been right in the past when it comes to reporting things, and they said that very soon we're gonna have news on the Stranger Things Season 5 release date. In fact, let's head over to the good old Twitter, or X, pick your poison as I just spit everywhere. Let's talk about some tweets. So earlier today, Grace Randolph tweeted out hashtag Stranger Things Season 5 release dates will be announced very soon, I hear. For those who don't know, Grace Randolph is someone who has broken a lot of news in the past in the movie world over on Twitter. Sometimes she's right, sometimes she's wrong, so take it all with a grain of salt. It's fairly vague because very soon could mean today, it could mean tomorrow, it could mean within the next week or so. We don't know what very soon actually means, but it wouldn't surprise me if she's onto something here. And that could even mean Tudum, May 31st. That's technically pretty soon. That's about a month and a half away. And that again is the date, May 31st, on the calendar that we've all had circled for quite some time now. So we're getting something Stranger Things 5 related for that. We're likely getting our teaser there, but they wanted to give us the dates before then, potentially. And then if you go to What's on Netflix on Twitter, they actually quote tweeted the Grace Randolph tweet with the eyes emoji. And What's on Netflix has pretty much always been on it when it comes to reporting Netflix news, from episode titles to release dates to when a teaser's gonna drop. They're pretty on it as well. So both Grace Randolph, who has a fairly reliable track record, and What's on Netflix are tweeting about this. There's some optimism in the air. And then if you go to What's on Netflix's individual page, they actually responded to a tweet where someone said Tudum ? And they said Netflix has a few events coming up, including the Upfronts on May 14th. So I did some research, and that's correct. Netflix Upfront is on May 14th of this year. Last year at Netflix Upfront, basically they gave a presentation discussing all their new series, movies, live events, and what advancements they're making to the streaming service. Like, this is actually where they announced that they were going to be hosting some Christmas Day NFL football games. It was a big deal how they were kind of, you know, dipping their toe in the water with more live sporting events, but they also highlighted some new shows and movies that they were going to be doing. So if Netflix and Stranger Things wanted to break up the news of the actual release date or dates with the teaser, they could start to feed us a little bit by saying, hey, halfway through the month of May, you're about 2 weeks out from Tudum. We're gonna give you guys the release dates, and then on Tudum, May 31st, a couple weeks later, we're gonna give you the actual teaser, some official footage from Season 5. The month of May would then launch the marketing campaign for Stranger Things. And it feels fitting because that would be about 3 years from Season 4 hitting Netflix, at least Volume 1, back in the summer of 2022. Now, I gotta talk about the elephant in the room here, and I think I've talked about this in past videos, I don't even remember at this point, but at one point in time, there were leaked release dates for Stranger Things Season 5. The leaked release dates said that Stranger Things Season 5, which is 8 episodes, will release in 2 volumes, just like Season 4 did, with Volume 1 actually dropping on October 10th, and Volume 2 dropping on November 27th, which is actually Thanksgiving Day here in the US, which would make for one hectic holiday, let me tell you that much. But if that were the case, it would be about the same amount of time between Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Season 4 that we would have for Volume 1 and Volume 2 of Season 5. So it would check out, and I don't remember if the report said it would be like 6 and 2 for the episodes in Volume 1 and Volume 2, or if they were going to go the 4 and 4 route, splitting the season right down the middle like a lot of other popular Netflix shows do. But regardless, a lot of signs are pointing to the fact that Season 5 will be broken up into volumes. And this tweet saying the release dates further prove proof that that's probably going to be the case. So the big takeaway here is that some of these insider people who know the sources at all the big studios are starting to tweet out about Stranger Things marketing. And of course, Netflix France put out a Stranger Things video, but they just love to use Stranger Things for clickbait. I swear every couple days, Netflix France or Netflix Spain will put out some Stranger Things tweet just to kind of rile everyone up. It works. It works. It gets engagement and it gets the people going, but man, when they actually drop something and I see a tweet from Netflix France, I'll be like, nah, that's fake. That's a fake edit or some spam. I'm just gonna scroll past that nonsense, but it'll actually be legit. When it comes down to it, Stranger Things Season 5 coming out in 2025. Let's look at it this way. Let's kind of look glass half full, right? On the one hand, we do not have a release date. We know it's coming out this year. Let's look at how many months are left this year. It's April right now. We're about halfway through the month. We got all of May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. 8 months remain in the calendar year, and I don't think we're getting Stranger Things in December. So that means within the next 7 months of our lives, 7 months, we will have seen Stranger Things Season 5 and it'll be over. So really, we're there. We're at the finish line. I know it feels like we aren't because we don't have like a date to circle on the calendar to really look ahead to, but if you think about it, we are in the end game for Stranger Things Season 5. I know the marketing hasn't really ramped up, but we're in the year of Season 5, and each day that passes, we are closer and closer. Just like that, it's going to be the month of May. Tadum is probably going to give us footage, and then it's like off to the races from there, because in July, we'll probably get something for the anniversary of Stranger Things hitting Netflix, which is July 15th. And then from there, we'll just have another Geek Week event or something in the fall, and then boom, we'll have a full legit trailer and release date. So like, we are really, really, really close to them ramping up marketing and giving us some juicy information about Season 5. Now, I imagine we won't get anything this month. I think very soon, I would love for that to mean hell this week. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think the very soon tweet from Grace Randolph probably means May, but even then, throwing very in front of soon indicates some urgency, indicates a week or two. They could just hit us with, hey, here's a random Tuesday morning. We're blessing you with the Stranger Things release date. You know what else we could get? A sort of Netflix sizzle reel. They've done that in the past where they highlight their upcoming projects, but this time around, they could actually give us the Stranger Things release date. So we'll see, but I'm starting to get antsy. I really am. Like I said, we've got about 7 months tops until we've seen this whole season, so it's starting to ramp up. I'm about to fire up a rewatch of the show, and I'm actually going to be going through and talking about every episode on my Patreon, sort of like a revisiting podcast, I guess. But I do that with my girlfriend, Cam. We did commentary tracks on my Patreon a while back where you guys can sync up and watch along with us, but this time it's just gonna be sort of like, how could this tie into Season 5? And looking at the episodes through a bit of a different lens. That's gonna be a lot of fun. It'll be called Stranger Things Rewind over on my Patreon. But yeah, I just wanted to hop on here and make a quick little update video. You know, Stranger Things popping up on Twitter right now. Grace Randolph tweeting, hey, release date's coming soon. What's on Netflix teasing us with the eye emojis. Something's going on behind the scenes. I imagine in the coming weeks, we'll have more information about set in stone dates. And you already know the second we find out the release dates, I'll be on it and making a video as fast as possible to get it out. But yeah, that does it for this quick Stranger Things Season 5 update. Just wanted to get on here and say, murmurs are happening online. Something is going down behind the scenes. Dare I say, going upside down. But that does it for this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Of course, hit that like button, subscribe to that notification bell. If you want extra content, you can find that over on my Patreon. Any support over there truly does mean the world. But yeah, thank you guys as always for watching, and until next time, I'll see you on the other side of the upside down.